that's can be different and can be differentiated too. So because of different people have a different mind of different situation, even it deals with the different circumstances too. So especially the thing, the love actually, it's a kind of popular imagination, you might say, or the fairy tales. It would be like a Romeo Juliet, and it would be the fabulous a pastime that people are doing nowadays through Facebook. So meeting to gossiping in a restaurant, and sometimes they're actually moving to the park. So this is all about actually going on. It's kind of a romantic encounter and conference and can counter. So especially with improvement, as I am just a background of a literature like human psychology. So a few things really I really would like to share with you. So the thing exactly that I'm going to come across is nowadays you're gonna find that uh, the different class of people fall in love with the wrong people, with the wrong girl, sometimes the wrong boys. So this is actually makes a deal nowadays. That actually makes deals sometimes. Because the word, the love actually, it's really difficult for everyone because it has thousands of color itself, so it portrayed itself and bringing out itself in different ways too. So in that sense I'm going to tell that we indeed ourselves should care about it, with knowing that what actually can be categorized. I'm talking about, if I'm just thinking like a scientific thoughts with scientific research, that it actually can be departure into, maybe it's really hard to define, but can be defined with hypothetically or imaginally or maybe presumably surmisely. It is about actually a kind of a passion, you know. So in that sense, it can be divided into a different part. Like sometimes we see in our childhood the what happened, and in a childhood love, it's a kind of a love which is related with only passion, imagination, which is a kind of a piece that we don't actually understand about our future, what it would happen, what the relation it would go. So this is actually the main thing. Like in a childhood level, we find that sometimes a boy or might be girl, they wait for a long day, even sometimes in the out of his school, and wait for his or her boyfriend or his girlfriend for a long day only to see her. This is kind of happiness of a passion. So it don't happen. Not to take it so serious, because it is actually just a kind of a passion that he or she might like you, but this is only kind of a passion because it's about childhood. They don't about thinking about future level, dot. So nothing too serious all about that. This is kind of shit. If you're enough mature and thinking about the past he was, or he was doing those and that things. So let it be. Whatever that has gone sometime in the past level, so just kick it out. Because there is nothing in the past. You gotta see about the thinking level of future, thinking level of present. That's important. So, and if I go the next level of love, as I'm talking about that sense, for the several reasons, because of I come across and made several discussions with several boys and known and unknown. Many of my younger brothers, from Manoon, they actually sometimes arguing with that sense. So it sounds ridiculous things I'm actually portraying, but not for the thinkers. Actually, this video is for the only thinkers who actually need to think on the it. So, in the next level, relations like a dependent love that I understand. Dependent love means sometimes you find a girl and boy, they actually looking for a dependent love, like he or she will cure me with passing notes, with giving help, with helping me to out there to roam, to squander a time to make me okay with my bad times. So it's a kind of a dependent love. It sometimes also happen like you start with I start with helping each other. So this is kind of a dependent love. So dependent love actually, it's actually sometimes actually depend on both psychology who are actually helping mind. So if they find both are depending to each other by different things, sometimes it has happened. But the thing that I especially find in girl, they they actually sustain in a friendship love. So they think about they actually maintain boys type of friends, more than girl they have as a friends, because of they don't trust about themselves, their girls and psychologists, their environment, but they do believe about the boys as a friend, because they don't actually make criticism behind back page. So that's why the friendship love actually develops between them, and it has happened. Friendship love, it also sometimes been success because of they understand each other with the whole psychology as they share the whole things all together. So this is actually kind of a friendship love that we find. Okay, those words may be a bit difficult for you to understand, maybe sometimes, like, because this is, the video indeed for me sometimes to listen. And the third one that I do believe is a kind of a gave love, a kind of a selfless, selfless that I do understand and I need to know, and I got to know. Sometimes it's about selfless love, like whatever she do, whatever she, wherever will she go. I don't care about anything she does or he does, but I need him all along with me. Um, I just love with the just selfless more than me, a kind of a that love. You know, this is kind of a sometimes a foolishness. Maybe someone sees that it's real love, but it's a kind of a foolishness. Not to love more than you yourself someone else, because you need to first love you yourself, then you could ever to fall in love with someone else. First thing that we need to love almighty, and then our parents, the family, and later on you might get someone to love if he or she deserve. So if someone don't deserve of it, so not to actually break hearts, people hurt, because it's really hurting a lot, But it's sometimes also important, but not to hurt by knowing that you're going to break her heart or his heart, not by knowing, but you just like I have, few knowns that who actually cutting down some blood, vein from hand, and cutting down and blood shedding. This is shit, a kind of a sick mentality that not to do such things. This is really people not gonna appreciate. Not people, even you yourself not gonna appreciate if something that kind of level it has developed in you. That some after a long time you'll understand that was a freaking mistakes you have ever done. So not to actually make too much crazy on yourself on that love situation, Just everything, keep keep yourself pretty okay with the whole things. And okay, nowadays the bad thing I find in relationship, a lot of type of relation, like a girl need more boys. They don't actually find one boy as the interested one. They find they find that someone of Twitter is that okay, he's this talent is pretty okay, and get relationship in between, and find that mind is not positive, then change, and they just been changing to get perfect one, changing, but at least not the last, at least what has happened, they just create themselves in the out of flow, in a deep ocean they cannot actually bring themselves out. So this is actually the great thing. Sometimes it happened that you will find yourself not respected by you yourself. So the very important thing is you need to actually care about yourself. You respect yourself first, then you can respect others too. So not to be loaders, not to choose the thousands of girls around you, not to, for the boys also I'm doing the same things. If you find a loyal type of girl that do love you, then if you can love her, then not to use, not to break her heart, just tell her frankly, if you want me in that way I can't give you, but you can have me that way I can give you, but not to breaking heart by only interest for kissing, for fucking in bedroom. So I'm sorry for using a kind of a vulgar language, slang. So anyway, I mean, this is kind of a shit actually going on, perhaps nowadays. But I know it's not gonna stop. But still, the thing actually can do we ourselves to remove the such things to develop Islamic thoughts in our mind. So, cause we're not actually living in this world for the eternally or perpetually. We're living for maybe a two blink of eyes. Okay, and we also not going to live for eternally, so we need actually to understand what is the hereafter, what is the what gonna happen after our time when we're gonna die. So this is also need to important. The last thing but not the least is pragmatic, to be practical in relationship, like now on what the ages you find, like after 25 to 30 about the who have crossed. So in that situation people fall in love in a practical. They're just thinking about if that boy is carrying or not, his incoming is enough will to carry me out there. And the boy is also thinking the same way sometimes, that if the girl is enough okay or not for my family to carry, and is she enough educated and beautiful too, enough man. So this is actually the things actually happening in the relation of pragmatic. So this is actually, so what I find, actually this video it's about long, it already has happened, but next time I'm gonna make actually a pretty point for that.